Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to do human body detection in Expo React Native for iOS using Vision framework. So let's get started. Right, so first we need to go to this particular URL to create an Expo React Native project. Now there are different templates for creating this projects. We will be using this blank TypeScript template. So I will be just copying this particular uh, like command to create Expo React Native project using this blank TypeScript template. The advantage is that it has very less boilerplate code and it also has TypeScript support. That's why I'm using it. Now we need to give our app some name, so it will ask us for an app name. I'll just give it as my app. You can name it whatever you feel like. So let it do its thing. In the next step which we need to follow is we'll just have to go to this particular URL and just open it in a new tab. So first we need to go to the Android device, go to select development build. I have disabled EAS because we will be building it locally. Then select macOS. I have already installed this command. I have already installed this. I have already installed this. I have already installed Android Studio, and I have already done all the required setup which is necessary for which is mentioned in the documentation. Okay, then I have already set this Android home path as well, and I've also set this z shell or environment variables inside our shell. Then we need to run this particular command, so I'll just copy it, and here we'll have to cd to our app. So our app has finished installing. I'll run this command. So let's just wait for this to finish. In the meantime, what we can do is we'll just scroll down and copy this command as well. So this will basically help us to create the Android folder for us. So this will actually create the native Android code which is necessary. So I'll just copy this command and paste it. Again, this will run some things and it will create the Android folder for us, so don't worry too much about it. Okay, so that's it for the Android part. Then you will have to go to the iOS device part. Again, select development build. Here you can disable EAS. I have already installed Xcode as well. I have already installed Xcode command line tools as well. I have already installed Watchman. We have already ran this command, so we don't need to run it again. If you want, you can run it. And then we need to run this particular command, so I'll just copy this. So here you can see like before I run this particular command, here you can see for that Android command which we ran, I get this error. Now this is not really an error. It is because I don't have an Android emulator installed and I have not connected my real Android device. That's why it is throwing me this error. It's not really an error. In your case, it might be might have selected the Android emulator whichever you have installed, or a real device if you have connected it to your laptop. But yeah, we don't need to run it again. You can just do Control C to dismiss this, because we haven't written any code, so no point in running it again. Same thing will happen for iOS as well, but for iOS I do have a simulator installed. Any which ways, we are not going to test it on an emulator or a simulator. I'll test it on a real device. Then I'll just paste this command. Now this will take a little bit of time to run because it needs to do all the CocoaPod installation as well. So let it do its thing. In the meantime, what I want to show it to you is this particular docs. So this will help us to create the native modules for us, in which we will be writing all the required necessary code. So here is the this is how we add a new module, but we'll need to wait for this iOS command to finish. So let it finish, then I'll come back and show the next steps to you. Okay, so here you can see it is asking me to run it on a simulator. I won't run it. I'll just press Ctrl C. Then, like I mentioned, we need to copy this command and paste it over here. Now this will ask us few questions like what should be our module name and all that stuff. I'll keep everything as default and just press enter and let it do its thing. Now given that we have installed this particular module for iOS, we again need to run this pod installation command for our module as well. So just go this and just paste this command as well. Again, now let it do its thing. This is just a cheat sheet which I have created, so don't get too confused. Again, this will take a bit of time, so let it do its thing. Here you can see it is installing that module. So what I will do now is I'll just remove this. Okay, I'll just open our project. So I'll just go. So here is my project. Now what I'll do is I will write down all the necessary code, come back and then explain it to you and show you guys the output as well. Okay guys, so here is the code. So first what you will have to do is just go to your app, go to the iOS folder and double click on this .exe workspace. It will open it for you in Xcode. So I have already have it open. Then you will have to go to your app or whatever is your app name, go to the images section, and here you can see I have dragged and dropped two images. So yeah, we can't really drag and drop those images inside our React Native project. It has to be in our iOS folder, because this, first of all, this is an iOS specific video, and second thing, for the like, we won't be using the React Native's image view. We'll have to use the UI image view, which is native for iOS, because the vision framework works it's tightly coupled with UI image view. I don't know how to make it work with React Native image view. It's very tough. Or even if someone gets working with it, like, there will be lot of hacks, which I don't want to do and confuse you all, because then the tutorial will be extremely tedious. So that's why I have followed this particular approach. So make sure you take two images. As you can see, I have just drag and drop two images. Maybe take a JPEG or PNG image. You can name it whatever you feel like. This I have just named it lake and lake 2. Yeah, but you can just drag and drop two images over here, like whatever image format. Take mostly JPEG and PNG. I think WebP or AVIF will not work. You'll have to do some extra steps for that. So yeah, I'm not going into that. Then just go to modules, my modules, and here you will have to go to src, and here you will have to go to my module.ts. Sorry, not this, but you'll have to go to my module.type.ts, and here you can see that these are default props which are these were the props which are present, which were present by default. So I have commented this all out because I don't need all these props, and I have just added one more thing, ampersand view props, and I have imported view props from React Native. So that's the only thing which you have to do. We are adding this view props because we want to add some styles to our image view, right? So if I, like I said, the image view would be from native iOS side, but if I style it from React Native side, it should be able to do all the styling, like mostly the width and height. That's why we are adding this view props over here. Then I'll just go to the iOS folder, and here I'll go to my module.swift, and here you will just have to scroll down. This all code is present by default. I have not changed anything. You should see something like this view and your whatever native module view you have given name. Okay, again, this code is present by default, so I have commented this code out because I'm not using this URL prop, neither I'm using this onload event. So it is pretty much redundant for us, and we won't be having this load method as well. So it's better you comment all this stuff out. Then you will have to go to my module view.swift. Now there will be some default code which is present by default. You will have to remove that, and just keep this class which is present by default, my module view, which extends Expo view. Okay, rest everything you can remove. Then here we import UI kit. Here we import vision as well. Then here is our my module view which extends Expo view. Here is our UI image view, and here we like just initialize this required init, add the image view as a sub view. Then we take the original image. Now this should be your own image, whatever you have dragged and dropped inside your images folder. Don't try to, if you have named it the same like I have done, then you can copy paste this name, otherwise you'll have to change this particular name. So we are just loading that image, then displaying it inside our image view. Then we create a CG image out of that original image, and then we create a method called detect human, which I will show you shortly. And here we also override this layout subviews, and whatever width and height we set it from React Native side, we just assign it to our image views frame. Then here is our detect human method. Then here we create an vn detect human rectangle request. Here is and we get the request as well as error. Then here we just do request.results, and here we get vn human observation array, else we return. And on the main thread we just do handle detection, passing our results to it. Here I have kept as upper body only as false because I want to detect the whole human body, but if you want to detect only the upper human body, you can make this as true as well. Then here we just create vn image request handler, pass our CG image to it, and options like empty. Then on this global thread I just perform the action by passing our request to it. Okay, then here is our handle detection method by passing our results as well as vn human observation. Then here we take image view.image, get our image. Then here we get the image size. Then here we get the image view frame size as well. Then we get the scale, x offset, y offset, And here I'm just basically doing some calculation, like even I'm not good at this, I have basically copy pasted it from the documentation. So whatever is the width and height of the image, if it is greater than the image views size, width and height, then we define the scale x offset and y offset. As the image is taller than the view, then this is how we calculate the scale x offset and y offset. Then we create a ca shape layer, then we just set the frame image view dot bounds. Then here is our stroke color, ui color dot red dot cg color. Then we set the line width, we set the fill color as well. Then we just do image view dot layer dot add sub layer, add the bounding box layer to it. Then we just loop over all the results. We get each and every bounding box. In our case, there is, like, once I show you the output, I'm just detecting it for one image, like there is only one person in my image. But if you have multiple images, sorry, multiple person in a single image, then it will loop through all this stuff. Then here we create a rect by passing vn image rect for normalized rect. Then here we create a cg rect as well, passing the xy width and height. Then here we create the scale box as well. Again I've just copy pasted this code. This is basically for drawing the bounding box on the image, which will be more clearer for you once I show you guys the output. Then here we create a Bezier curve, we create a ca shape layer as well. Then this is the path. Then here we set the stroke color, line width, fill color, and then add the box layer to our bounding box layer dot add sub layer. So yeah, that's it on the native iOS side. Then you will have to just go to app.tsx, and here is our my module view, which we are just importing. And here this is how we use it, my module view. Set the style, here you can pass the width and height to it. So yeah, that's it. Let's see the output. Okay guys, so here is the output. As you can see, I'm just displaying the image, and it has automatically drawn a bounding box on the human body. Let me show you one more output. So again, I'll just go back to Xcode. I'm running it via Xcode because I'm running this on a real device. This will not work on a simulator, so make sure you run it on a real device. Now I'll just change the image name. So as you know, I had one more image called lake 2. Okay, so I think I'm already using lake 2. I guess I will use lake. Okay, so I'll just scroll down, and all I need to do is change the image to lake, and I'll rerun the application. Now I already have the metro bundler running, so hopefully this should be pretty quick. But typically what I do to run this on a real device is that, like, the Expo run iOS device command does not automatically detect a real iOS device. So I just open Xcode and I hit the run button to run it on a real device. Okay, and then I just do npx expo start on a terminal to start the metro bundler, and it will show you this particular QR code or barcode, and you just have to scan it, and it will automatically install your app on your real device. But make sure you first complete the installation via running it via Xcode first, because it requires the app installed first. So yeah, don't directly try to scan this, it will not work for you. So here you can see, this is, I have rerun my application, and here you can see it was able to detect this particular like human body for this particular image as well. If you have multiple humans in one single image, then also it will able to detect it for you. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.